YouTube channel. Hey everybody, welcome back to the AS Clement YouTube channel. Now, please subscribe down below. You can't see this. Subscribe down below now because 50% of you aren't subscribed to the channel. What are you playing at? Subscribe right now. Like the video. Let's get this video underway now. Let's go like this. Biggity biggity bang. Right, we're in straight into Man City. We're carrying on straight from the last episode, by the way. I'm going to be going through the last teams, taking a look at how much they've spent, and then I've got a little surprise at the end. Where we look at my personal favourite transfers of this whole transfer window, which is pretty cool. So we'll take a look at that. Take a look now. Man City didn't bring a single player in, which is a bit unfortunate, but Man City have spent a lot of money over the past couple of years, so probably best to offload one or two. I forgot to add the clubs into these two, so I'm going to have to make do with what I can. Thank you. Let's go like this. Bear with me 2 seconds and it'll all be okay. Where's Man City gone? There we go. There we go. Right, Man City. Nope. Come back. So, Nemecha. Where Nemecha? I keep making that joke. Where Nemecha in the summer. It's gone to Middlesbrough on loan. Fair plays to him. So, count that 0. And Angelino has gone to RB Leipzig on loan. Now, I'm just going to reiterate the point I made in the last video. These aren't every single transfer. You know, we found out in the last episode that Ogunbi went from Man City to Aston Villa. Could have been Aston Villa. And so, no, Burnley. It's Burnley. I'm reading it. Why did I say Aston Villa? It's Burnley. Ogunbi. But we haven't included him because I just want to give the bigger players the limelight. So, Angelino has gone to RB Leipzig on loan. So a net spend of 0 million. But there may be fees included. We don't know. Man United, this is the big one that I do want to speak about. We have Bruno Fernandes. We all knew about this. We all knew he was going to go eventually. It was just when, not if. When. Bruno Fernandes signed for Man United from Sporting Lisbon. 47 million, that is a lot of money. And then a loan deal for Igalo from Shanghai Shenhua. Now initially, if you saw my tweet on Twitter, I did think that Igalo went for a transfer fee. So, apologies if that offended a few of you. I'm not sorry. Personally, I do think that Bruno Fernandes is okay. It's okay. It's not great. It's not bad. I do think he will do a good job. I just don't know specifically if he suits how Ollie's playing players at the minute. Now, that being said, I think my point's really reiterated by the fact that he was playing in the game they played last against Wolves that ended up 0-0. Started off centre mid, or was it Cam, wherever he played, doing okay. Man United then made the obvious changes and he ended up playing CDM, which isn't the best and isn't really where they want to use him or utilise him. So maybe it's a case of getting other personnel in at the end of the season to really suit his style. And last but not least, the Igalo. That is a complete panic. They need a striker to replace Rashford while he's out injured. And Martial's injured. Well, he might not be injured specifically now, but he's been suffering with injuries. I don't think Igalo was the guy that they really wanted. He was just a player that they thought we'll try and get 2 or 3 others in. If they all say no, we'll be up shit creek. At least we know Igalo will probably most definitely come. So let's start talks with him now, get him in. They've loaned him into the end of the season. We'll have to wait to see if he even makes an appearance. the reason I do think it's good is because they have got rid of the absolute shitters in the Ashley. Don't get me wrong, I kind of rate Ashley Young. He's performed at that level for a while. Might not have ever been the best in his position, but he's done a job and he's put in a shift. So I rate him for that. I like him for that. I just don't rate his actual technical ability. The same with Marcus Rojo, Mr. Rojo himself. He's gone on loan to Estudiantes with an obvious option to buy. I just haven't included it. And then Borthwick Jackson is a player that's floated around sort of the footballing world for a couple of years. The same with like Tuan Zabi. You know, them names have been thrown around. He's gone on loan to Oldham, so I thought it'd be worth noting. So overall a net spend of 45.7 million. You know, they've made 1.3 million back from the Ashley Young situation, on top of the 47 out from Bruno Fernandes. So overall good. They've brought in a great player in Bruno Fernandes. Igalo was a bit of a panic, but they've also been able to get rid of a few deadwood and then loan out the players that are younger. Moving on. No, Newcastle. I'm stuttering because of you guys. Bars. Didn't even rhyme. I think, right, for how much hate Newcastle have had over the last couple of seasons, in terms of not signing any players, not spending money, not doing this, not doing that. This January transfer window, why did they not get the level of respect they deserved? They've gone and got Lazaro on loan from Inter Milan with an option to buy. Bentaleb from Schalke with an option to buy. I'm assuming these anyway. Danny Rose on loan from Tottenham. Danny Rose. Now I don't think he was suited to Spurs. I don't think he's good enough for Spurs. I don't think he's good enough for the top of the table. But he is absolutely brilliant for Newcastle. I think he's going to put in absolute shifts. I think he's going to do very well. They've also released Ki Sung Young. Not that I ever rated him. He was never the best player, so a net spend currently of 0. And you've brought in Lazaro, Bentaleb and Danny Rose. That's incredible. That is incredible. And honestly, Newcastle need to be applauded for that. Moving on. Norwich. They have signed Rupp on an undisclosed. By the way, Rupp was the only geezer. No, that's Duda. It might be Duda. I can't remember who this guy is. That's Rupp or Duda. No, I think it's Duda. Duda Roar. They have signed Rupp on an undisclosed fee from Hoffenheim and Duda on loan from Hertha Berlin with an option to buy. I'm assuming. I always assume that because clubs always had it anyway, regardless. I think that's good. You know, signing 2 players that no one's particularly heard about. I think, to be fair, we've probably heard of Rob. Duda, I've never specifically heard of him. And so, I'm waiting to see if they perform, if they're first team players or not. They've managed to loan out a lot of players. I've only included 3 because I like the names. Carlton Morris, Simon Power and James Husband. They've loaned them out. Where they've gone to, I can't remember. Oh, I think Simon Power went to Kings Lynn, and the reason I remember that is because Lelujo did a Kings Lynn save on Football Manager. Big up Kings Lynn. Anyway, there's not really much to say about that. They haven't spent anything. I mean, they have because they've got an undisclosed fee there from Hoffenheim. But hey, what can you say? What can you say? They've done a little bit of business. Not particularly bad. They've brought in players and they've sent loads out on loan to get game time. So overall, pretty good. Sheffield United. Now this is one for me. I've put the verdict of perfect. I think there's 2 teams that I've put that for. The class that Sheffield United have gone through here is incredible. In fact, Newcastle should have been perfect. Did I put Newcastle perfect? I put great. That should be perfect. Sheffield United, perfect. They've spent £22 million. That is it. 22 million. in CDMs. In terms of Sander Berge from Genk, there's been so much talk about him for 2-3 years now. He's proven himself at Genk, and then other clubs are going, it's a bit of a gamble, he's still a little bit young, we don't know, and Sheffield have gone, he looks fucking incredible, how much do you want? And Genk have gone, at the minute, we're looking at about 22. Done. Sheffield United have got themselves an absolute talent there. Now, where I think they've done exceptionally well, Red Sauce is another young, great centre-back from Bayer Leverkusen. You look at this and think, Bayer Leverkusen coming to the Premier League might not be brilliant, but you think Bayer Leverkusen coming to Sheffield United, that is a brilliant signing. You know, the thing with Sheffield is I don't think they expected to be doing as well as they have been doing in their first season up. And they thought, you know what, let's bang on the fact that we're going to continue to do well. And let's strengthen while we can. While we've got this thing of going. We're 5th in the Premier League. We're 4th with 6th, whatever. Where are they? Prem. Is it 4th or 5th? Table. Oh, 6th. So they're 6th. They're 1 place below Tottenham by 1 point and 5 goal difference. Why they've got that sort of power, why not bang on it? They've brought in Zivkovic on loan, who has been floating around for the number of years. If you're a fan of Ultimate Team, you'll know about him, you'll have heard about him. Then there comes Jack Rodwell. Now, for me, he's not the best player, never has been, probably never will be, but to sign him on a free transfer is probably pretty decent. You know, you're not paid anything for him. You've probably signed him up to quite a basic contract just to make sure he's got a club. Even if he doesn't get any game time, you can sell him off to any of the Championship or League One clubs or overseas. Make about 2 to 3 million on him, regardless of whether he's good enough to play. Or on the back of that, he might be thinking, right now, I've fucked up my career. I've not put the effort in. Now's the time to put the effort in. Smash down and get good, because for him to have gone from where he has to where he is now is a decline. There was obviously some potential there. There was obviously some thought process about how good he's been. He just hasn't realised that yet. You never know. So I think that's very, very good and very clever of Sheffield to sign him on a free transfer. Out of the club, Callum Robinson gone on loan to West Brom. There was about 5 or 6 other players as well, but we don't need that. So a net spend of 22 million, they've signed. I'm so jealous because I really rate Sander Berge, and I do think he's going to be one of the best CDMs in the next sort of 5 to 6 years. Moving on, Southampton. They've got a good transfer window here, and the reason I say that is because my friend's a Southampton fan, so I've been getting the gossip from him, and why he thinks it's good, and I didn't realise how good it was until he really mentioned it. So I'm going to sort of explain to you. Not only, right, I'm going to start with the outs. Cedric on loan. Now, obviously, I've put his net spend of 0 million, but I'm pretty certain that was a 4 million loan fee with an option to buy at the end. 4 million for a 3 to 4 month loan. Brilliant. The same for Yoshida. You've sent him out on loan, you've got a loan fee. Brilliant. Sims out on loan. Probably not anywhere near that fee, but still good. If you can sell Cedric for about 5 to 8 million post loan, Yoshida for about the same, 5 to 8 million, you're looking at about 16 million made off 2 players that were no longer at the club anyway, and that were coming to the end of their tenure at the club. Cedric's contract's out at the end of the season. Arsenal could have signed him at the end of the season for free. Just paid his contract. No, they've paid a £4 million loan fee and are looking to buy him at the end of the season and make some money on it. That's brilliant. Not only that, but you've then got rid of Cedric and brought in Kyle Walker-Peters, someone that was tipped to fill Kyle Walker's boots when Kyle Walker left Tottenham. Didn't quite get there quick enough, and so they replaced him with Aurea. Has still played a lot for Tottenham, I'm pretty sure he's played in the Champions League. information page. In other words, Google. He's made 1 appearance in the Champions League, 3 appearances in the Premier League, and that's just this season. Can I have a look at last season? And he's valued at 9 million. So I think if they can get him for around that price, it's decent. Anyway, moving on. We have, so yeah, net spend of 0 currently. Net spend of 0 currently. And the verdict of good. Get rid of that. There we go. So we now have Tottenham. Now I hate this. I hate the fact I've given Tottenham this. But I think they've had an absolute perfect. Oh, I didn't do the outs for Rose, Ericsson and Walker. Anyway, I think they've had a perfect transfer window, and I hate that because Chelsea haven't, and Tottenham have. Tottenham have obviously had their eye on a few players for a number of years. That or these players were part of Mourinho's deal, because Ericsson's always looked like going out of the club. Rose has been declining. Walker Peters not been getting the game time. Get them out. Ericsson, for however much, has gone. What does that make that? 37, 35, so 8. Has Ericsson gone for 17? I didn't add that in. I really should have. I apologise. So Ericsson has gone to Inter Milan for 18 million. 80 million is fine. I've done it again. So, Lo Celso has been on loan at Tottenham for the start of the season. He's performed very well. I've enjoyed just watching him play when I've seen him play. I've enjoyed what he sort of brings to the club. They've managed to make that deal permanent for only 27 million. You know, Lo Celso is one for the past 2 years that people have been going, oh, I can't wait to see what club he ends up at. I think that a big club will go in for him soon. Eventually Tottenham have 27 million. I think it's a fair fee. With this day and age, if you get someone hyped up like Lo Celso, usually you're looking at 35 to 40 million, and they may or may not be the best player. Alternatively, you either get someone for 10 million and they end up being really, really good and fit in your system. I don't think I've seen a player for the past 2 to 3 seasons go for a fee that accurately reflects how good they are. Because other clubs either want to put a lot of money on that or not a lot of money on that. You know? So Lo Celso 27 million, I think that's perfect. Jedson, I think it's pronounced Jedson Fernandez, is currently on loan from Benfica. Now if you're a Football Manager fan, you will have signed him on one of your career modes already. He is tipped to be one of the best midfielders, holding midfielders, playmaking midfielders. He's that sort of, like what we want Kante to be, you know, ultra defensive and then can run with the ball and really go at someone and really like distribute play. Currently Kante doesn't do that. He just defends ridiculously well and has mad stamina, and that's why he's one of the best CDMs. Not only that, but I really, really like Bergwijn. And for Tottenham to have bought him for 25 million, which I think is a bit of a steal, is annoying, because I really like him. I mean, we all saw what he did. He scored his goal on his debut, chested it down and volleyed it all in one go, bottom corner. That's what he brings to the table. And so I think Tottenham getting rid of Rose, Ericsson and Walker Peters, pretty much. Loaned Walker Peters, got rid of Ericsson and Rose. They're out of the club now. Brought in Lo Celso on a permanent deal. Brought in Bergwijn on a permanent deal, might I add. And then brought in Jedson Fernandez on loan with an option to buy. And currently have only spent 35 million, which in this day and age, next to nothing. I think that is incredible. So, perfect transfer window for Tottenham. I don't think they're going to bring many players in summer, unless it's a new left back, possibly maybe Alex Telles, someone like that, and maybe another centre back. But then you've got Davis and Sanchez and Foyth coming through, so maybe not. Let's get back onto this. Next is Watford. They've brought in João Pedro from Fluminense, Log Flume, for an undisclosed fee, and Passetto from Udinese for 7 million. That's good, not players that many of us have heard about. João Pedro is obviously a paedophile and he's going out with a 15-year-old girl from Brazil. That made headlines today. Out of the club, Ziegler for an undisclosed fee to Udinese. Got a suspicious feeling that was part of the £7 million deal for Passetto. So a net spend of about £7 million. Either or, that's fine. It's nothing extravagant. You've got rid of a player that obviously hasn't been performing, so get rid, fair enough. Brought in 2 players that are deemed fit enough and good enough to fit the squad, so overall quite good. West Ham, I've put good. He's missing off his arm there, poor old Souček. But they've brought in Randolph on an undisclosed fee from Middlesbrough. I think that's okay. Great backup to who's playing. Is it Fabianski at the minute? Yeah, they got rid of Adrian to Liverpool, and so they've been looking for another backup. I think Randolph fits that well. He's a very good keeper as far as I'm aware. Now, Jared Bowen for 22 million from Hull City. He had a great season, was it last year or the year before? He had a very, very good season. So 22 million, I think that's a little bit inflated for a striker from the Championship. But then again, if they're in need of an out-and-out striker / winger, that's fair enough. If they need a goal scorer, Holler was meant to have done that. I don't know what he's done. No, I don't know. It just seems a bit odd that they're going for another attacker. Souček, as far as I'm aware, is also isn't he an attacker? Is he a defender? Defensive midfielder. Is he? He's 24 anyway. He's a class player. I rate Souček. When he played against, was it Chelsea? In the Champions League last year. Whoever it was in the Champions League this year or last year, he performed very well. He's one of them players that was just amazing, wasn't he? Or was he like top goal scorer for a while? Was he that guy that just scored? Regardless, very good player. Rate him quite highly, so that's why I've given it a verdict of good. They've got rid of Samuelson on an undisclosed fee to Hull. That's the only really notable transfer there. All in all, good. They've brought in 3 okay to good players, so fair do. They've strengthened. That's the main part, and they've only spent they have spent 22 million, which I think is a bit inflated for Jared Bowen, but we'll have to wait and see how good he performs. Last but not least is Wolves. They have signed Campagna from Barcelona SC. So, fair dues to them for that. Pondents. If I move my foot, will these all fall over? I've got a tower of like sweet baskets under the desk. Anyway. Pondents for 17 million from Olympiacos. I think that's a little bit inflated. I do think that's a little bit too much. But then Matheson, who I rate a lot, when we saw him perform against Man United for Rochdale in that cup appearance, we all knew that something good was coming there. And then we were waiting for like Spurs or Man City or Man United to really pick him up and progress him. Wolves have gone straight in and picked him up. I think that undisclosed fee is actually 1 million as far as I'm aware. I've heard that a few times. But we said undisclosed because of the rules. Out of the club, they've done very well. Bennett's gone on loan to Leicester. Rafa Mir has gone to Huesca on loan to get game time. Catrane's gone on loan to Fiorentina and really not performed how we thought he would in the Premier League, unfortunately. Then Cavalera's gone for an undisclosed fee to Fulham. So a net spend of 17 million, but it depends how much they spent on Campagna and Matheson. But also depends how much they've got back in terms of Cavallero and Catrone and Bennett and Mir. So good. They've brought in a few players. I'm a big fan of Matheson. Hopefully Campagna and Pondence can do well. And out of the club, I think they've done very well as well. Sent out players that they no longer need or need game time. So, very good. So, after all of these, this is a whole cumulative. This isn't just the second half. There's been a spend of 166.7 million in the Premier League. That's not even including undisclosed fees. That's a lot of money. So, my best transfers, or the transfers I think fit best, both in terms of it coming into a club and going out of a club. to Spurs. I rate that one a lot. That's one of my best ones. I rate him so highly. I love him, and I would have really liked to have seen him at Chelsea. Unfortunately, he's gone to Spurs, and he already looks like he's hit the ground running. So, fair dues. Lo Celso, another one. He was on loan. He's performed very well this season, so they've made that permanent. Brilliant. So, 2 Spurs signings. Minamino at Liverpool. That's probably surprised a few of you why that's in my best transfers. But already he seems to just fit Liverpool. He fits Klopp. He just fits that personality and lifestyle that they've got going on in that sort of ecosystem. You know, he's been brought in for a reason. Klopp's already said that, and he's already performing. So, you know, Sander Berge at Sheffield. You know, again, another player that I rate so highly. And so for sure, I think that's one of the best because he's gone to Sheffield of all clubs. Anyone could have gone in for him, and he's chosen Sheffield. So maybe there is something there that other clubs have gone, actually, he's lacking in quite a bit. It's just been a bit hyped up, and Sheffield have gone, but we'll have to wait and see. Bruno Fernandes, you know, Man United needed him. They've bought him. It's as simple as that. And then last but not least, Rose and Bentaleb. Bentaleb for Newcastle's going to put in a shift. You can already tell, and you can already see it, and you can already feel it. He's just going to do well. And then Danny Rose going from Spurs to Newcastle is brilliant for Newcastle fans and the club itself. Out of the club, similarly, I'll start with Danny Rose. It was brilliant for Rose to get out of Tottenham and Spurs because I don't think he is that top Champions League level player. But I think he's the perfect player for Newcastle, so Rose is probably the best transfer here on the basis that he's gone to a great club in Newcastle, and Newcastle are going to be better for it, but also he's gotten out of the Spurs situation. So, fair enough. So, Emile Smith-Rowe, Arsenal, great player, gone out to get game time. Will be back in no time, I'm sure, playing first team football. Angelino from Man City, you know, they bought him back from, was it PSV or Ajax? One or the other, last season, to play, and then also hasn't performed well enough, so they've sent him back out. So it's a bit of an odd one, but I do think he needs confidence, he needs the game time under his belt again. But they've loaned him out this time, they haven't sold him, so that's a good thing. And then last but not least, but the signing of Eriksen was perfect for Spurs. He wanted out of the club, he said that months ago. You know, even with Mourinho there, he's coming to the end of his contract. He was going to run it down, he was never going to renew it. So get out while you can. So overall, I hope you guys, I enjoyed, and I shall catch you later. Good.